Karma is always a big topic, isn't it? Hi, I'm Renee Flamand. And once again, I pulled a title like I did Monday because I just find this to be interesting. I pulled the title exactly word for word from video number 49. So that would have been 3 years ago, right? I want you to understand that when I say, does karma ever catch the narcissist? 100% yes, she catches everybody. I mean it. And let me tell you how and why. I didn't rewatch that video, but I took the same title because it's still me. I still feel this way. So if you want to grab another perspective, watch video 49. I want you to understand what I think getting theirs means, because that's where we all differ. Because I have clients in private coaching and in the audience, they say, but I don't see him getting theirs. I see him happy with new supply. Watch Monday's video. No. But off that, and in that regard, taking new supply, you guys, when you go through life and you are constantly misstepping, let's umbrella the entire bit of narcissistic behavior, whether it's romantic partner, family, friend, or business, all under they misstep. Okay, causes you pain. Okay. If you are someone who missteps continuously throughout their life, which they are someone who missteps throughout their life in many different pockets, in many different areas. Every single time they misstep, even though it doesn't affect them, they go through a little bit of like their own like hell. You know what I mean? Because you're going to argue with them. Their business partner's going to argue with them. Their friend's going to argue with them. Now, yes, that's fuel to them. But to me, that's a terrible way to live. That every time I turn around, I'm having some kind of argument or defensive thing with somebody. I'm having to lie to them. I'm having to prove my point, which is based on quicksand usually. I'm having to gaslight someone. Now you might say, but they seem to enjoy that. So how is that karma? Do you know what living like that does to your insides? They're twisted up all the time. Can you imagine going through life anticipating a fight all the time? They're misbehaving if they have a partner. They're torturing the friend, family member, or business partner that they've zeroed in on to be their victim. And that can last for years and years and years. Usually when they hooks into a victim, they know that that victim's responsive in the way that they want. They know they can get to that victim. They continually get a charge and get fuel out of that. But I'm telling you guys, it's not a fun way to live. And then people exit your life because they finally see the truth. They may not have the vocabulary or know narcissistic personality disorder, but somebody who certainly gets betrayed again and again and again will probably leave you eventually and cut you out of their life. Abuse 101, right? You have to leave the person inflicting it. And once we see any one of us, and we do leave, they don't know our torture is over in terms of we need to deal with it, yes. But our torture from them is over when they're out of our life. They're still over there torturing other people. They're still over there acting ill. They're still over there holding grudges against someone for something stupid. They're still over there talking behind other people's backs. You guys, that alone, their behavior alone, to me, is their karma. That's how they live. How they live. Now, if you know anybody, just think of someone who constantly complains. I'm not necessarily saying that the narcissist is going to have something bad happen to them, which it always does. So I can even go that big. But I'm saying just dealing with that. I used to be a very nervous person. I used to have a temper. I was argumentative. I was, my first Myers-Briggs, remember that? Test when I was 20 at AT&T. They said, you're insubordinate and you have a problem with authority. And I didn't know what was wrong with either of those. I didn't know what was wrong with a problem with authority, and I didn't know, intolerance to incompetence, insubordinate, and I have a problem with authority. So my intolerance to incompetence, now I understand, because I was like, well, people should know how to do their job. There's the intolerance, right? So I was walking around the earth with all of those things twisted up until I finally looked at them all and made peace with it and realized some people have this expertise. Some people have this expertise. Not everyone's in a rush. Not everyone's going to do their job to the perfect, you might have to wait in line and somebody's struggling and it could be their, I don't let any of that upset me anymore. I live a better life. I glide through life now very peacefully. I don't now, I'm not saying, did I yell at the guy on customer service when it was like the 8th transfer and I said, I'm so sorry to him that you're getting now the brunt because this is okay. I'm not saying that that can't still happen, but I don't walk around living and breathing and thinking and eating about betrayal and deception. And I just did this and I'm going to make up a story and calling my friend, will you back me up? And I'm lying to my wife so I can go off on a 3-day jaunt and I'm telling her it's business and it's not. And that is how they live, you guys. That's how they live. And karma catching up to them is because of not only all of this, but when you live your life that way, bad things happen to you. You walk around arguing with people and they're exiting your life, or a business deal falls through, or how much credibility do you think you have among your people? Do you guys think that that's karma? I know from a mile away, even the people in my ex-narcissist life that were his friends for years and years, nobody trusts him. Nobody. Not his kids. They don't trust his word. Not his friends from years and years ago. They don't trust his word. They don't trust what he says he's going to do. They know he's going to be a dog to a partner. All the stuff that is spoken, that I saw, that I witnessed. You go through life as somebody who doesn't trust you. That's going to bite you. Who would do a business dealing with a person like that? So the karma is he gets no business dealings. Right? Who would ride off into the sunset and have a peaceful life with him till the end of his life? Nobody gets that. Why? Because he moves through life in a shady way when he's a partner with someone. Has for 45 years. And they don't change because they don't want to change. Therefore, they think they're fine. Okay, we talked about that a lot. No, they don't change. Oh, you mean it wasn't just me? He doesn't love her either. I don't know. I feel like maybe it was just me that I wasn't good enough. And now he loves her and that's why they look so happy. He never put us online. First of all, it could be the new supply putting it on the line. We all know people like that. I want you to put it online and show people. They might be triangulating their own ex in you as the ex of their new supply narcissist. You think that that's good karma? That they don't even want their picture online. They probably don't even want it on there with somebody because they don't want people to think that they're taken to the point that you can't come knocking on their door. They want it to always look like they're wide open. That's why when they go out, they're flirtatious. They don't talk so much about if they have a partner, or they'll say it's no big deal, or they'll indicate, oh, but I'm getting divorced, even though they've never spoken of divorce to their wife. Do you think that's good karma? But what do you mean? It's not bothering them. Oh, I think it is. I think living that way would be extremely bothersome. I'm sure if they could choose to have a peaceful existence and glide through life, making authentic friendships, having maintaining a partnership that has no deceit, doing business dealings that don't fall through, I think they would choose that. Well, why don't they? Because they're disordered. And their ego feeds their behavior. They need to get what they need to get, however they're going to get it. Karma finds people like that because they're going to grow old alone. Why? Well, you don't think the same 70-year-old is going to gain the same supply as when he was 40. People age. And they age out of dating, right? They age out of dating. There's a certain point past which you're not getting asked out anymore. You're not getting approached anymore. You're not batting 1,000. Is that the good score? You're not batting 1,000. Look, I say it again. I don't even know. You're batting 0 because you're alone again at 70 because you have a trail of destruction behind you. Nobody's falling for your lines because maybe you're just not as suave as you were. Maybe now it comes off as the cheesy, old, over-tanned, retired playboy person. Again, my partner's he for a romantic, and that's where my stories follow. You insert your own pronoun and make it your own. So that's how you come off. Like a cheesy, like in the movies, it's always like the used car salesman is always cheesy, which I don't denigrate any profession. Honest profession, I know people that do that and they make money, and that's great. But cheesy, over-tan, retired, that's how they come off. You think that they're going to get a lot of supply like that? Now, they will. They will. They'll land somebody, but it's not easy. And I don't want to say, who do you think they're going to get? They wouldn't get me. I see them a mile away. I've learned all about this disorder. They wouldn't get you because you've learned about this disorder. Their audience is shrinking from whom they can choose to be with them, right? This topic has become more and more prevalent, and they're older, and maybe they have ailments, and they have a trail of destruction behind them. Who wants to get involved with a 70-year-old guy who says, no, I don't really talk to my sister. Yeah, I don't really talk to my mother. No, my brothers and I aren't close. Like they have like a trail of destruction. I wouldn't trust that from a mile away. Now, I'm not saying there aren't abused people who leave their families and to protect themselves. Yes, sometimes you have to cut people off. That's not who I'm discussing. I'm discussing the narcissist who did the trail of destruction. I wouldn't trust someone who was that age and had no, like I have people in my life that have been in my life for many decades, not blood related, friends, family, you know what I mean? These people have nobody around them, or the people that should be in their life are not. Why? Why don't you talk to your brothers? Why don't you talk to your sister? Why don't you talk? This guy I knew, the last one before now, he never really talked to his sister. And once I learned the truth about him, I was like, no wonder she doesn't talk to him. She probably smells his BS a mile away and every time he's around. You don't think that's karma? And yes, there's always someone who believes these people. And yes, there's always an audience they can attract. But I want you to think long and hard about karma. Because not only do I very much believe that what you give out into the world, you will get back in the positive way. I definitely know that what you give out, if it's continually negative, your life will reflect that. So I'm not saying, like, I think people, when I talk about karma, they're waiting, well, I want the narcissist to lose his job, or it catches them in so many ways every day. If you really think through the kind of life that they're living, it does not sound like paradise to me. My life pretty much is, and I'm alone. You guys know I don't date, and I'm not into that just yet. I'll let you know if I try it. It's peaceful. No one's betraying me. I'm not afraid to go date. That's not why I'm not dating. I just choose not to right now. But when I had dated, my experience was I sat here worried all the time. I couldn't trust for reasons. I wasn't paranoid. I was getting lied to, having fights, doing the scream outs, crying, all that business. None of that's in my life now. It's still in the narcissists because whoever they're with, they're causing that same strife. So even if they're getting fuel from the fights and fuel from the all-night talks and fuel from the crying, even if they get fuel from that negativity, I still would not want to live my life like that. And I'm sure they don't like it either. The narcissist is usually about having fun and laughing and the big life of the party. I'm sure they'd love to live that life their whole time. But it always crashes, and it always comes back to them. And it always comes down to whatever relationship you had with your narcissist. It's no different from the narcissist moving forward with any new supply they get. And you might say, well, what if the new supply is like quiet and they don't... All right, well, it might last a little longer the more tolerant the victim is, but is that good? I don't think that's good. So now they go on, they betray that person again and again and again. They're going to get their karma, I promise you, in more ways than you could possibly fathom. I think about the life they lead daily. And to me, their karma is reflected in what they don't get, what they miss out on, what they're doing without, the gifts of family and friends and loved ones that have been in their life that they squandered that gift and threw them away like trash. I think they live their karma every single day, and I do believe karma catches everybody. Thank you for listening. I'll see you Friday.